Hello, guys. Welcome back to Women to Watch series episode number 3. And today I am going to talk to my partner in crime. She is AJ. All right.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Okay, how are you today?
Yes, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, great. So, let's just start from the start. I mean, in the sense that you have been in the audio industry for the longest time. I mean, ever since you graduate, right? So,
Yep, correct.
what makes you actually jump into freelancing and not doing any like full time job or anything like that?
Okay, I mean, like for every graduate, like after you graduate, the first thing that you have to do is to find a job, like a full-time
Yeah.
job, and that was essentially what I did. Okay, that was essentially what I did. So I applied to like a lot of like production houses, and then I applied to MOE to be like a music teacher and stuff like that. And I was very confident that I would get a full-time job.
Mm.
That aside, at the back of my head, right, at the back of my head, I have this like gut feeling that I'm just gonna stay for maybe like a couple of years and I'm gonna leave and do my own things. So I'm not
Okay.
sure if like you know how people say, they say right that when you start something you need to have the right intention.
Mm.
So it could be that that is like a voice that has been like inside or at the back of my head. And then when I applied, right, I was very confident. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take this job, sign a contract, 2-year contract, and after the contract ends, I'm gonna leave. I was like so confident. Like so confident. And then when I apply and go through everything, right, and then I was so confident. I was so confident until when the results came, and then when they said that they regret to inform you that you didn't like pass the interview and stuff like that, and that was when it came to me. It was like a point of realization that
Mm.
maybe I'm just maybe the full time is not for me, and
Mm.
like I'm pretty sure like there are more things out there. So
Mm.
because of that first rejection, so after that first rejection, and then that was really the start of my freelancing career, like ever since once I graduated. Yeah.
Okay, so with these freelancing jobs, you landed in few opportunities, like for example, music educator,
Mm,
and other audio related. But what fascinated me is actually when you handle live sound at live
mm,
events. So that is something very male dominating, and you being female to be able to
yeah.
like do that in a very male dominating industry. how
Mm.
how did you manage to get into that area for that
Okay.
particular opportunity, I would say?
Okay, so for live
Mm.
sound events, yes, it's very male dominated. If you look at shows, sound engineers are mostly male, and
Yes.
I have to agree with that. I guess for myself, how I got the experience in doing like live sound events was because due to my internship when I was back in poly. So I was
Right.
from RP and I was doing a diploma in sonic arts, which is
Mm.
essentially like sound engineer or audio stuff. And
Yeah.
then I was intern with a live sound company. So what they do is that they rent out their equipments.
Mm.
And in terms of like managing or like maintaining the equipments, right? Like we also have to do it. Like we also have to learn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of like technical stuff. It's a lot about like I won't say like lifting, but you need to know like what wires, all
Mm.
the technical stuff, and then like how
Jargons.
to yes, the jargons and how to maintain them.
Yeah.
And then a lot of our shows are mostly musicals.
Mm.
Yeah, so musicals that we need to learn how to cue, the slide, the sound, and then after that we also need to mic up the the actors, and then after that you have to like learn how to do the levels, because everybody have a different set of voice that
Yeah.
when you do the preset, right, it's for
Mm.
individual mic.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's for that. And then I think because of that experience, it really opened up my mind that hey, you know what, even though this is like so-called like labor intensive or like
Yeah.
like a very male dominating, as long as even though you're a female, you enter the industry, right, if you know your thing, right, no guy will come and mess with you because you know your stuff. I mean, like,
Yeah.
okay, like part and partial, right, for the live sound events, we have a lot of cables, right? And
Mm.
then if you have a lot of cables, you have to like coil the cable. There's actually a technique
Mm.
on how to coil the cables. I think you know yourself, right, Rini.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
always
yeah.
very then it's always like people think that only the guys not to do it. The girls like cannot coil cables. But excuse me, I had to coil my own cable. So don't come and say that we can't coil cables. Yeah, and you'll be
Okay.
surprised, right, that girls, right, we are quite neat. We are very we cannot see like, okay, for me lah, like I need to see like nice coiled wires that is very nice and round and cute. So for me, right,
Okay.
all my wires, right, are when I keep them, it's all very
Mm.
nicely stacked.
Mm.
Yeah, you cannot just
Mm.
throw, because how you keep the wire, right, will actually result in the lifespan of the wires as well. Because if you
Right.
mistreat them,
Yep.
you're actually like shortening their lifespan. So
Yep.
for
Yep.
rental companies, they want to make sure that their equipments are always like well maintained, well taken care of, so that you can
Yep.
use for a longer period of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally agree. I think for any equipments lah, I would say you have to really take care of their life.
Yes, and I think girls, right, we can take care so much better. I mean, that's a personal personal opinion.
All right,
Mm.
we have a fellow audio technician, sound engineer here
Oh,
as
hello,
well.
hello.
Hi. All right. So for those of you who are watching, do drop in your questions in the live chat below so that I can view it, and then I will present it to AJ and she can answer the questions for you. But
Yeah.
before that, I have my own set of questions. So you did actually mention about you need to do all this audio, the microphone, the music, the slides and everything. So basically at the back, in the backstage, you need to deal with different departments. Am I right? It's not just
Yes.
it's not just you as an audio person. So basically you need to handle, like, you need to liaise with maybe the event management. You need to
Mm,
deal with the who else, the musician, the actor, and
mm,
and 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 all that, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So with that being said, right, what personal qualities do you think are most helpful for a live sound engineer?
Okay. This is really like on for from perspective. Okay, so from different
Yeah.
perspective. Okay. Personally, I feel that what kind of qualities that's very important is that you need to be able to think quick on your feet, because for
Yeah.
events, especially for live sound, anything can happen. Like battery, like the battery died, then suddenly power shortage, short
Yeah.
power shortages, and I'm pretty sure, right, there are always technical glitch that will
Yeah.
happen. So
Mm.
when they happen, right, how do you react? So I feel that the
Mm.
most important quality is that you must always remain calm, and you need to be able to think quick and act fast. Yeah,
Right.
which requires a lot. Like you really need to know, you need to troubleshoot at a fast rate lah. If I were to put it
Mm.
very bluntly, yeah.
So you have ever experienced such situation where you need to be quick in thinking?
Yeah, so I think like the most like I would okay like for when I do like one of my musical shows, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes actors, when you tell them please off your mic if you're not using, like
Right. Yeah.
sometimes after rehearsal you go for lunch break or toilet break,
Mm.
right? Then usually we will advise them to off their mic, because it's a lavalier, so you have to
Yeah.
attach to them. And then sometimes they forget to off. So when you forget to off, and then the battery, and then when the battery die, right, and then when you're on stage, right, and then when you're talking, cannot hear your voice, I tell you, it's like, yeah, you need to really act, lor. So you need to like walkie. It's a lot about communication, like how you communicate with like the people, like on stage, behind stage, to make sure they stand by on the batteries, and to make sure that everything is. And then on your side, you must make sure you mute so that you don't, you know, like create like
Ah.
a panic. Yeah. So even though it's panicking, like even though it is a situation, but the audience need to see it as like nothing.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of like communication with your backstage and back end and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think it also gelled together from my last week's interview with this stage actor. So she did mention that if there's anything happen, because it's live, right? You need to like
Yeah.
play cool and
Yes.
then go ahead with the show, because there's
Correct.
live audience and you cannot like panic, you cannot like do things where may actually show that there's something wrong at the back. Yeah, so
Correct. Definitely.
that is basically on stage. For yours, it's more of like the backstage, which I feel there's a lot more going on. You know, like you mentioned, it's like you need to walkie, you need to communicate
Yeah.
and all that.
Communication.
So
Yes.
yeah, so you earlier on you did mention that you need to have a very good quick thinking personality or qualities in you when
Mm-hmm.
you be I mean when you are a live sound engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Another one, do you think that good personal skills like communication, because you were
Yep.
talking about communication and people skills are also necessary, and if they are necessary, why do you think so?
Okay. So I think with, let's say, for any event, right? For any event,
Mm.
you know that you don't work alone.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, there's going to be a lot of departments. You're going to work with different teams and everything. And then, why communication is important is so that you know who to contact first. Like the point of contact is very important. You know who to contact first to rectify that problem that
Mm.
arises. So
Mm.
that is for communication and people skills. Because okay, sound engineer, it will be a bonus if people like you, right? I mean, it'd be definitely a bonus if like you're easy to talk to, easy to approach, so that you will create a good rapport with your team. Because for example, like
Okay.
for shows, right, it won't
Yeah.
be just like, okay, today I set up the show, tomorrow I close. It's not like that.
Right.
Like
Mm.
you need to bump in. It's going to take a few weeks, a few months, and production. So
Mm.
it's going to be a period of time, and
Mm.
and you're going to work with these people. So you don't want
Mm.
to get in their like bad books. So
Right.
it's always a bonus to, trust me, it's always a bonus, right? If you want to go into this industry, it's a
Mm.
bonus to be like people friendly, and that people, I won't say like people like you because you are pretty or whatever, but in terms of like how you work, like your work ethics. Yeah, it's very important
Mm.
because at the end of the day, right, the show is like everyone's effort. And
Right.
just because like if you're, let's say you're a videographer and I'm a sound engineer, like,
Mm.
oh, you just handle your own stuff, I will just handle my own stuff. It doesn't work that way,
Yeah. True.
sometimes
True.
when we have videographers on board, we're
Yeah.
going to do live streaming, and then live
Yeah.
streaming you must connect to the audio, right? You need to
Yeah.
connect to the mixer, what. And then if let's say I want to like KK or want to like action, then how, yeah. So because I mean, like, I'm just saying that um I've met like people who, like, sometimes they feel that they're very experienced. Okay,
Mm.
I may or may not be right or wrong,
Mm.
but sometimes when you are very long in the industry, especially for lifestyle event, right, then you have like more experience. Then
Mm.
sometimes you can get a bit overconfident, and because of the
Mm.
overconfidence, right, and then you neglect like people skills, you neglect communication,
Yeah.
and it's gonna affect how the show runs, like the
Mm.
quality of the show. Even though yes, you are an expert in your field, but the way you handle in a team
Mm.
setting, if it doesn't
Mm.
benefit the show, right, then the show is a failure. Correct or not?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually it's true, because you need to work with people. Because I've been to a live event. I did a videography for a live event. I definitely
Mm.
need to talk to the audio guy
Yeah,
or
right.
audio girl
Mm.
because I need to tap to their sound. You get what I mean?
Yes,
So
exactly. Mm.
as a videographer, I need to also know a little bit of audio jargons. I feel to like communicate well with the audio person, so that
Right.
she or he knows what I want, and basically I know what to say to that person so that I can
Mm.
get what I want. So I feel
Yeah.
people skills or communication skills is really important in any aspect lah, I would say, not just for audio
Mm.
or video industry. So and also like you mentioned, when you are in the industry for a very long time, I feel it's really good that you come back to the basic and be nice to people, be kind to
Yes.
people, like
Yeah. Goes a long way,
like
goes a long way.
yeah, it
Yeah.
goes a long way. Yeah, it's a snowball effect lah. Like when you are nice and you
Correct.
are kind to people, people will be kind back to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have some comments from the live chat. So we have Rose here. Hi Rose, thank you for joining our
Hello.
live. We have Jit here. Hi
Oh.
Jit. Thank you for always. He's been my ardent fan since day one. So he's been joining my life ever since. So yes, he has a question. What is the role of a sound engineer?
Okay, so basically the sound engineer is to make sure that the output or like any audio related, be it your voice, be it the music, be it sound effects, and even the
Mm,
background music, like welcome music, like I would say like lounge music, when people walk in to the show, you need to have some like ambient sound, right? Yeah. So the
to
the the role of a sound engineer, oh sorry,
pump up the energy, right? For the
yes.
sound.
So the sound engineer, the very important role like is to actually create the atmosphere, to create
Mm,
the atmosphere for the audience, for the actors, for the people inside, so that
mm,
everyone comes in because it's entertainment. Everyone want to enter a show, they want to feel good, they want to look
yeah,
at great things, they want to hear nice sounds. So basically our
yeah,
role is just to beautify everything, like
yeah.
auditory, like beautify auditory. Yeah, correct.
I think it comes back to like if you watch a movie without sound or without audio, it's like you can't feel, right?
Yeah, there's no
So
feelings,
if
there's no
like
emotions
yeah,
to it.
so imagine if you like watch a horror movie without any sound effect, you don't feel scared at all, like
Yeah, even if the ghost
right?
in front of you, right, you won't even like scream, you won't even shout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very true, very true, very true. All right, so we have Aida here. Hi, Aida. Hi,
Hello.
Kaida. Thank you for joining our live session. And she also has a question. Does the job, which is sound engineer, need to be
Mm.
passion driven?
I would say it is not a necessary. All
Mm,
right. If let's say it's something that you want to explore, right? You want to explore sound engineer, you want to get yourself into it. It's perfectly fine if you don't have the passion or you don't have the
right.
drive to do it because you are
Mm,
exploring, right?
mm,
However, so that's like short term basis. If you want to make it like something long term, if you see something that, hey, I love doing sound engineer, I like to look at wires, I like to handle knobs or whatsoever, whatever the reason
yep.
is, then the passion is the one that will take you to like greater heights. Because
Mm,
when you have the passion and the drive, right, it would then make you want to learn more. Because as we all
mm,
know, with everything comes with anything like technology, right? There's always going to be like updates. There's going to be like
right.
the next new software, and you need to be able to learn what is
Mm,
the new equipment that is coming on board. Because as show evolve, the equipments also evolve, and sound engineer we also have to evolve in terms of our knowledge and skills. Yeah.
right, right. So it's not necessarily to be passion driven, right? As you
Mm.
mentioned. Okay. Right. I have one more question. Uh, can you describe the most exciting audio project you have completed?
Okay, the
Okay,
most exciting. Oh yes, yes, yes.
maybe you can name a few of the audio project that you have done before.
I've done.
I
Huh?
mean the events, yeah, the events.
Okay, events. Okay, can.
Mm,
So events, music
mm,
shows, like band performances, I've done that. Like talk shows where we have guests and like probably the talk shows like after a screening.
mm.
So I did a few. I was working for a bit with the projector, and then
Yep.
usually after screening they will have like Q&A session. They have to set up the mic and everything, blah blah blah. So that's one. And then musicals.
Mm.
Yeah, musicals as well. I've done musicals. I've also done fashion show. So
Oh,
that is the one that I'm gonna say that is the
nice.
most exciting audio project that
All
I've
right, please
done.
tell us.
Fashion show. Okay, so for fashion show, how did I got myself into Okay, how I got myself into is like I was like fashion so far away, you know. So fashion show is because I work with, I don't know, I have friends who are fashion designers,
Mm,
and for me personally, I've liked to watch fashion runways, and
right.
I think because as a audio person, right, we don't really see any visual stuff. Unlike video you have audio and visuals, but for audio
Yep.
it's just audio.
Yep.
So what I like about fashion show is that when let's say I design a track, okay, if I
Mm,
design a track and then they play and then there's models
mm,
walking with my music, right? It feels like an accomplishment. It's like I can see what effects that my creation has at like value add.
right.
So that's one.
Mm,
And then as we all know also like for fashion show, right, it's like a how to say it's like a marketplace.
Okay.
Yeah, outside it looks very prim, proper, like everything is under control. But behind the curtain, behind the wall, right, I tell you, it's like chaos. It's chaos. I mean, I know my role isn't at the backstage lah, but I've actually
Mm,
went through and see how the models and the fashion designers are. It's
mm,
chaotic. Yeah, I
mm,
mean, if you have fashion designers friends, you talk to them and then they'll tell you all
mm,
about it. Like, yeah,
mm,
the models come out all glamorous, right? But behind, it's a whole different story. And
mm.
then so one thing is about like when you handle this, you need to make sure that um to me personally, I feel that the choice of music and the audio
Right.
levels are important
Mm,
because you don't want to distract the models, that's one, and you don't want to distract your audience from like being distracted from the music rather than focusing on the garments itself. Yeah, so you need
oh,
to
okay.
know like what is the priority for that event. So if it's a
Right.
fashion show, it's about the clothing, it's not about the music, right?
Mm,
If it is a like if it's like a band performance, then yes, the music is the key, is
the
important.
key. Mm,
Yeah, so you have to really you have to assess the situation and you need to tell yourself, okay, what is the priority that my audience wants to hear or focus.
mm.
Yeah.
Right, right. So you like again, it's all about communication and people skills, right? You need to talk to the events management. You need to even talk to the organizer what kind of music they want, like for fashion
Yes.
show and all that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
Yes.
do you actually create that music yourself? You mix them together?
Yeah, so okay, so that one was a very fun project. So I worked with the fashion designer
Nice.
and
Mm,
I told her, like I asked her like, okay, what is it that you hope to to hear or what kind
mm,
of track? So she gave me a few tracks. I mixed a
right,
bit, I only take out the parts that she wants to hear
right.
and then to fit it into like a fashion atmosphere. And then she liked
Mm.
it. So I was like,
Oh.
yay, yeah. So it's really nice
All
because you
right.
get to, it's like a collaboration, it's
Yeah.
really like a collaboration because it's not just
Mm,
you, but you
yeah.
also, it's like part of you and like the ideas of the other person. You come out and then create something as well. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We have another viewer. Waalaikumsalam. Hi, Satila.
Um,
Hi. Hi, thank you for joining our live. And today we are talking to Azurah or AJ for short. She's my partner in crime. And we are talking about being a female audio engineer. So basically for AJ, she handles the audio part in terms of making music, like making sure that the levels of that particular audio for that musical is good. You won't be overpowering certain, if you are in a musical, won't be overpowering certain actor or actress. And if you're in fashion show, making sure that the point of focus is the fashion show and not the audio. Am I right,
yeah,
AJ?
correct,
Right.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, we have one more. I mean, not one more question. I have one more question.
Okay.
Okay, so if like for example, someone is looking into lifestyle industry, right? What advice can you give this person?
Okay. Just get your hands dirty, I would really say, because lifestyle is event, right? Try to expose yourself with as many events, even down to like community centers, even down to like those boring events, like karaoke, even though it sounds very like, like I won't learn much, right? But you'll be
Mm,
surprised, even though it's such a small event, right? Like just imagine the worst thing happening in a very small event. If you can't even handle that, like what more the larger scale, right? And what
right,
more like larger teams.
right.
So if you want to start and if you want to look into this industry, I think we mentioned before, like some of the like you need communication skills, you need people skills, you need
Mm,
to be able to react quickly as well. So my advice would be really start from anywhere that you can find. Even if you want to
mm,
do your own home, for example, if you want to do your own home like karaoke session, do it. I mean, like music is inside and like people are going to come in, right? And if you
yeah.
cannot make happy, if you cannot like make your audience happy, then how? Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I,
Yeah.
I think I think for the audio, right? Do you think that going to school is essential, or can it be self-taught? Like for example, like mine,
Hmm.
I'm a self-taught videographer, but there
Right.
are people who goes to school for audio. Is it the same, or you must actually go to like school?
I think for audio, it'd be good if you get yourself educated in terms of the technical,
Mm,
like the technical side. Yeah,
mm,
technical side, like the jargons. Of course, you can still self-taught the jargons.
mm,
However, because if you go under a school, right, usually the lecturers have like connections in the industry.
right.
And then like, I think like how I got into live sound was because due to internship. I didn't ask for it. I
Mm,
just landed into one, and
mm,
it gave me a different perspective of like what audio can do. Yeah, then I
mm,
mean because of that as well, I realized that I'm more suited in like creation rather than always going out and doing events, because for live events, right, it's very hard labor.
right.
Like you work odd hours and
Yep.
you have pretty much less sleep.
Mm,
So if that's is like, I mean, if you roll that way, then that's good lah. If you roll that way, then it's good. However, for me, I think that might not be something suitable for me in the future. But it
mm,
was definitely fun. I enjoyed it and I learned
yeah.
a lot, and I made a lot of
Mm,
friends and connections. So in future, if people who want to be in this industry, I can always just connect them. Yeah, so it
mm.
may not be for me, but because of this experience, I'm able to give opportunities to someone
To
else who
others.
wants to be in this industry. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Okay. So for those of you are watching right now, if you have any question for AJ about sound, live sound, audio engineering, can type in the
Mm.
comment section below in the live chat, and I will flash it out to her, and she will answer your question. All right. So today we are talking to AJ about being a female in audio engineer, which is a very male dominating, I feel, because
It
whenever
is,
I
it
go
is.
for
Stop it, it is
yeah,
true.
because
You know
whenever
any female audio engineer, please
connect with me
connect her
also.
with me. Yeah, okay, I would love to meet her. So at least finally I got like
Definitely.
girlfriends.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, because like for me also, my experience whenever I go for live events, filming for speakers, filming for
Mm,
like all those live events, it's always the guy. I mean, the guy is
yeah.
always at the back of that mixer, that
Mm,
switches. Like I
correct.
feel it's nice to see sometimes a female behind it, because it's really really uh I feel that we female can do that as well. Like how female can be a videographer, where videography is something very male dominating as well.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it's really nice to have a female audio engineer. If you are one and you are watching this show, please connect with us so that we can, like speak to you and more details about being a female audio engineer. Okay.
Mm,
All right. Okay. So I have one more question, AJ, from
okay.
me. I've got a lot of
Oh, from
questions for
you.
you. Yeah, from
Sure.
me. Okay. So my question is, what would you regard as the most challenging part of sound engineering, or
Most
when you do
challenging.
live sound? Mm.
Mm,
Communication?
sometimes the
No.
challenging part, right, is not the technology.
Okay. It's the
Yeah.
communication and the the people skill,
It's
is
actually
it?
the people, yeah, it's actually the people that
Mm.
can make things very challenging for you, and especially if they're very demanding.
Right.
So, like how we have different clients, and then even though as much as we want to pick our own clients, but this time we can't really pick, right? So, I feel that the most challenging part is not whether the battery died or whether there's short circuit or whatever. That one is like still manageable. It's more of like the people that can be quite challenging at times.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. During the live show, or prior to that, during the
Um,
planning?
Planning also have. Okay, so planning,
Mm.
one of the challenges is that they demand things that is not possible. That's one.
Okay, because
Okay.
in their head it may be possible lah, right?
Yeah. In their head, they're like, hey, you audio engineer, right? You can start, making rainbows come down. And I'm like, no. Yeah. So sometimes, I mean, that's just an exaggeration. Okay. So sometimes they feel that
Mm-mm-mm.
we can do a lot of like magical things, which is
Mm.
unless you want to increase our budget lah. If not, then you just have to work with
Right,
what we have. Okay. So that's
right.
one. And then like maybe one day before the show or during the show, right, confirm they'll panic, nervous, panic. you check already not? You sure not? This one, I think you need to lower, need to increase, yeah. So in the end, they suddenly become the sound engineer out of nowhere. And it's like, you're taking over my job. So, so it's about, yeah. So when people start to panic, right, they will do a lot of crazy things. Yeah. And then during the show, if like got blackout or what, and then you will see lah, all the true colors come out. Yeah, like whenever any situation, right, you will definitely see people true colors in any situation that you have. Yeah.
Yeah, true. I think it applies for all. I feel communication and people skills is really important nowadays because
Yeah,
you
definitely.
don't, like you mentioned, we don't work alone, we work in a team, and whatever industry you are in, it's really important to work with people around you so that like you are not, I would say, you don't feel burnout lah, like you must work with people. If you don't work with people, you work alone, like a bit burnout, right? Yeah.
Yeah, confirm.
Okay. One more question from Jade. Where
So
can we learn more about sound stuff? You have any like
where can you
website
learn?
or anything?
Where can you learn? Let me see. I guess if you wanna, YouTube is still an option, right? You can still go there. One thing I would recommend is you can actually look for like sound engineer. Yeah, to uh, sound skills that you want to have or that you
Mm,
want to like improve on.
mm,
Yeah, so short courses is a good thing.
mm.
I think for Singapore, they have a sound engineer school, but I'm not sure
Right.
whether they're still running or not. That's one. Or if let's say you are very familiar with the events and like event space, right? You connect with your sound engineers, because I feel that the best way to
Mm,
learn, right, is from sound engineers themselves, because
right.
they will share with you like all their experiences and what is a good preset, what is a good setting, what to avoid, tips and tricks. So I feel that personally the best way to learn is to learn from they themselves. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So if you must know, AJ is also a music educator, right, AJ?
Yes, correct.
So she does amazing work, as in she does her own music. She can do what
What
low
what
key.
what?
What was the one that
Lo-fi.
you lo-fi? Okay, yeah, low
Lo-fi.
key.
Low key is you. Low key lah, that one.
Yeah, she actually did lo-fi music. Really nice. I feel that you can connect with her on her Instagram. So you should follow AJ on her Instagram at azrh.j. Yeah. So if you have any like more, so you have any
Wrong
like
side.
more long side. So it's here. Yeah, yeah. So you have any like more questions about sound engineering or music, so you can connect with AJ, and okay, maybe I tell them one story lah about this particular cable that I was actually doing, the TRS and TRRS. So the story is that I wanted to connect my phone to my microphone. Yeah, my microphone, which I had for the longest time. In it's actually suitable for my camera, and then I was actually Googling, I was actually YouTubing and researching for about a week. And then I found out that difference between TRS and TRSS is basically because of mono and stereo. Okay, at a point of time, I didn't know. Then after a while, I checked with AJ, and she gave me the answer within like less than a minute. So yes, any video related stuff, you can ask AJ. So just ask her any question about audio related stuff. So she'll be happy to share with you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So okay. Jit was saying,
Oh
see
my
you in the
god.
next in ideas and inspiration event. So let's
Wow.
hope that the event is gonna happen soon, yeah, Jit. Okay, so thank you so much, AJ, for coming on board on this third episode,
Thank you.
Women's to Watch series. And again, let me just flash your Instagram. So yes, for any questions about audio, you can connect with AJ. And if you're a sound engineer, you're an audio engineer, do connect with us, with AJ, with myself, so that we can, like speak to you more about this awesome stuff, because we want to, like collect. We want
Collection.
we want to, like, like build a community for
Yeah.
women who are in the video and audio industry together, so that we can, empower other women to be not be afraid of video and audio in a nutshell, I would say. Yeah. So I feel that women are still afraid of video, still afraid of audio. So it's time, women power. So you need to come out from that nutshell.
Okay.
And be you can like move forward towards the video in the not say video industry lah, but be comfortable with video and be comfortable with audio, meaning to say it can be podcasts, or it can be,
Yeah.
like get your voice heard, I feel. Yeah,
Mm.
so remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this video so that others can actually benefit from these sessions about audio engineering, or even audio as a whole. So thank you so much, AJ, for being here with me
Thank you.
again, and I wish you all the best
You too.
in Pitchy Pix. No,
Not TFA.
same. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching, and I see you again in the last episode next week. In Women's to Watch series episode 4. See you. Bye.
Bye.